They say every home has secrets. But what happens when those secrets steal your childhood, your voice, your very soul? This is the story of Amara. And what she survived behind closed doors would change everything. But before we begin, if you've ever felt trapped, voiceless, or alone, this story is for you. Stay until the end. From the outside, the Okonkwo house in Lagos was perfection itself. White walls gleaming in the Nigerian sun. Bougainvillea cascading over the gates. The sound of laughter drifting through open windows on Sunday afternoons. 12-year-old Amara knew how to play her part perfectly. Smile at the neighbors. Curtsy when elders visit. Keep your eyes down. Keep your secrets buried. Her uncle's house had become her prison 3 years ago, after her parents died in a car accident on the Ibadan Expressway. You're so lucky, everyone told her. Your uncle is a respected businessman. Your aunt is so kind. You'll want for nothing. They were right about one thing. She wanted for nothing, except freedom, because every night, when the doors closed and the world outside disappeared, Uncle Chidi's footsteps would echo down the hallway. And Amara would hold her breath, praying tonight he would walk past her door. He never did. If this story is touching something deep inside you, don't face it alone. Hit that subscribe button. This community is here for survivors, fighters, and anyone who refuses to give up. Let's continue. The breaking point came on a humid August night. Amara was 14 now. Taller. Angrier. The silence that had protected her for 2 years was becoming a scream she could no longer contain. Please, she had begged that night, her voice barely a whisper. Please, uncle. I can't anymore. His response was always the same. Who would believe you? I'm a deacon at church. You're just a poor orphan girl. I gave you everything, but that night, something shifted in Amara's chest. A spark. A flame. A wildfire of rage that would no longer be contained. She thought of her mother, fierce, beautiful Chinyu, who had taught her that African women bow to no one. She thought of her father, gentle Emeka, who had shown her that strength comes in many forms, and she made a decision that would either save her life, or end it. At 2 a.m., while the house slept, Amara packed a small bag. 3 dresses. Her mother's wedding photo. And the evidence she'd been collecting for 6 months, recordings on an old phone she'd hidden, photos of bruises, a diary written in code. Her hands shook as she climbed out the window, dropping 2 stories onto the soft earth below. But freedom, she would learn, was just the beginning of her journey. The streets of Lagos swallowed her whole. For 3 days, Amara survived on pure adrenaline and the kindness of strangers. A security guard who gave her water. A market woman who shared her akra and bread. Each small mercy reminded her that darkness doesn't live everywhere, only in the places we're afraid to expose. On the 4th day, she found Mrs. Adebayo. The women's shelter in Yaba was small, overcrowded, and underfunded. But it was run by a former lawyer who had survived her own nightmare and dedicated her life to helping girls like Amara. You're safe now, Mrs. Adebayo said, and for the first time in 3 years, Amara believed it. But safety and justice are different battles. The police didn't want to listen. A family matter, they called it. These allegations are serious. Are you sure you want to destroy your uncle's reputation? Amara's response was steady, clear, unbreakable. He destroyed me first. I'm just speaking the truth. The trial took 8 months. 8 months of public scrutiny, of her aunt calling her a liar, of community members choosing reputation over reality. 8 months of Amara standing firm while the world tried to silence her again. But here's what they didn't count on. Survivors are stronger than secrets. When the judge read the guilty verdict, Amara didn't cry. She didn't celebrate. She simply exhaled, a breath she'd been holding for 5 years. 20 years. That's what Uncle Chidi got. 20 years to think about the childhood he stole, the innocence he shattered, the girl who refused to stay silent. Amara's story isn't over, and neither is yours. If this resonates with you, please share this video. Someone in your life might need to hear that survival is possible. That speaking up matters. That they're not alone. Drop a comment below telling us, what gives you strength to keep going? Today, Amara is 22. She's studying law at the University of Lagos, specializing in child protection and human rights. She volunteers at Mrs. Adebayo's shelter, helping other girls find their voice. Behind closed doors, I learned what humans are capable of, she told me when we spoke. But in the light, I learned what I'm capable of. And I'm capable of anything. The scars remain. The nightmares still come. But so does the sunrise. So does hope. So does the unshakable knowledge that she survived the unthinkable, and turned her pain into purpose. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, please reach out. Resources are in the description below. You are not alone. You are not to blame. And your story, like Amara's, deserves to be heard. Hit that like button if this story moved you. Subscribe for more stories of survival, strength, and the unbreakable human spirit. And remember, behind every closed door, there's someone fighting to break free. Be the person who helps them find the light.